How's it going, everyone? Today we've got a
Subaru Forester STI.
So yep, let's get into it. So what are the specs of the car?
This is a 2.5 litre flat 4 turbocharged. It's about 226 horsepower and it's 1.5 tonne and a lot of fun.
And is it all-wheel drive?
It is all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual, short gear ratios, and it's built for the back roads and country roads around here, really.
Sounds like a really good car.
No, it puts a smile on your face every time you drive it. It definitely does.
Absolutely, and a very good daily, I'm sure.
Oh yep, it's good. Wee bit thirsty on fuel, but that kind of happens whenever you have a 2.5 litre turbo. It feels set on the road. You know, there's no, you're going into a corner thinking, do I have the grip, do I not? It's just glued.
Oh my god!
You have to remember, this is 0 degrees, you know, it's icy.
Yes.
That's not pushing it, and it's quite happy there.
Good god! So what is the history of this car?
So I wouldn't know a lot about the car, but it's Japanese import. So it was brought over last year and I've owned it since July 2024. It's fairly low mileage, it's 88,000 kilometres. I haven't put too many on, probably 8,000 kilometres, so it was low mileage before coming over.
And how have you found reliability?
I've had absolutely no issues with it. It's not giving me any bother whatsoever, and I know Subarus probably don't get the best write-up usually, but no, I've had no issues so far.
That's good to hear, yes.
Yep, been really happy with it. I think the suspension is the big selling point of especially this Subaru, but Subarus in general, you know.
Yep.
They're not too stiff, they've got a nice bit of travel, and they really let the car sit into the corner and like hold the grip. Where you, yeah. I think a lot of cars nowadays are too stiff. You know, modern cars are all sat kind of track spec, I guess, that, you know, they're for quickest times around the Nürburgring or something like that, but you're not driving on the Nürburgring every day. You're on roads with potholes and you might be going off-road, so to have that ability to go over country roads like ours, you know, they're not perfect, they're covered in bumps and all the rest of it, and you want something that will be able to do that, and this is genuinely perfect for it.
So what is rarity of the car like?
So there's not really any exact numbers, but I think there's 27 registered in the UK. There are a lot of Foresters about, but this is the STI model, which was limited to Japan, so they're all imports.
Yeah, very good.
Yep, so there's not too many over here. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 driving about, but you don't see many of them.
Weapon, an absolute weapon. So what are the quirks like for this car?
Being a JDM import, there are a few quirks as always. This car came with a radio that is all in Japanese and cannot be changed out of Japanese. But after a bit of fiddling around, I've found out that any CDs you put into the car will get saved onto the hard drive and you can listen to them whenever. So I have all of the previous owner from Japan, all of his CDs in it, so there's a lot of new music that I've learnt from it.
But it doesn't feel humongous.
No, it's a very, very small car and it feels small on the road too.
But that's what I like about it.
Yep.
It's small but big. It's the TARDIS.
It is the TARDIS, that's it. Looks small on the outside, but once you're in, you've got the room. You're not cramped, you're not thinking, oh, you can do a bit more. It is just, we've got bucket seats that come in the car standard as well, and hood scoop.
Hood scoop, yes.
The Subaru hood scoop.
Was that only for the STI model, I'm guessing?
It was, yes. Yep. So it only came on the STI model, and it's nice to look at while you're driving.
It's very good. It makes you feel like you're just driving a real performance vehicle.
Exactly. It feels like a performance vehicle, handles like one, but it confuses people when they look at it.
I mean, I quite like it though.
I like it. I like it. You can't beat it. An estate or a wagon. Can't beat it.
A fast estate.
Yeah, fast estate, fast wagon. It just looks wrong, but it's so right.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're enjoying the video, please make sure to like, subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, and enjoy the rest of your video. So what modifications have you made to the car?
Myself, I've just put on the mud flaps and I've changed out the back box for a 4.5 inch exit, which gave it a lot more noise than what was standard. I've also had the wheels painted. They were silver first, but I opted for the gold. I think
Good choice.
Subaru has to have gold wheels.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And before my ownership, there was a turbo timer added onto the car as well, which I always tend to use. You can turn it off, but I think it's better for the car, and it confuses people whenever you get out with your keys and the car's still running.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but like you say, it's very good to have it.
It is, yeah, definitely. It's got that nice noise off it. You know, if you're not on the throttle heavy, it's quite subtle, and you know, you're not going to disturb too many people. But once you get your foot down, you just get a nice note off of it. That's kind of what I was aiming for with the back box. Not anything outrageous and obnoxious, just something to complement the Boxer engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to hear the Subaru burble.
Have you got any future modifications for the car?
Right now, I've no plans for the car. You know, it goes well. It's got the right amount of power. It's not too much, but you can have enough fun with it. And I feel like if I kept working on it too much, it could maybe ruin the car. I think just if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Fair enough, and I completely get that, you know.
Yep.
And speaking of that, what is it like to drive?
Brilliant. Yep. It's a thoroughbred rally car in an SUV shell, I guess. It's the 4-wheel drive really makes it glued to the roads. It's got plenty of grip, and the short gear ratios really help it just take off. And nice turbo noises, and it's a real driver's car. It really is.
And what's the handling like?
It's a lot lighter than you'd think. Whenever you hear SUV, you think, or even Subaru, you think it's big, heavy. But no, it feels light on the road. It feels a lot smaller than it is, and it feels planted. Mm-hmm. It's a brilliant car to drive.
That was 6,000 RPM. God, that's good. Fourth gear. Is this car a daily car for you?
Currently it is a daily car. Before I owned it, I was dailying my 1987 Volvo. So I've kind of opted to use this as a daily car. It's a bit more practical, and especially in the ice, it's a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, well that's it. There's nothing better than having a fun daily.
If I was a father of, say, 2 in the mid-90s and I needed to pick a fast all-round car, I'd really go for this one. This is great.
Why wouldn't you? It's a car that you will drive to and from work every day, and then on the weekend you can take it for a Sunday drive.
Yeah.
I think that's the appeal of it.
So what makes this car so unique?
I think probably the size of it. For being an SUV, you can see beside us we're towering over it. So even though you'd think it should be a big car, it is a small car, and it feels like a small car as well compared to Polos, Fiestas nowadays. They are the same size or bigger, which is hard to believe when you're standing beside it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the rarity value as well, you know, that adds to it.
The rarity, yeah, definitely. You very seldom see them driving past you on the road, so you do get the odd look and confuse people when they see the front of the car, they think a Subaru's on the way, and then they see the back in the SUV shape and they get very confused.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, that's cool. Now it's time to rate the car. So, for Future Classic, we've given it a 6. For Daily, we've given it a 7.5. For Wallet Hurt, we've given it a 5. And for Fun, we've given it another 7.5. So the total comes to 26 out of 40, which is 65%. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow our vlog and podcast channel, link description, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. If you're watching the video, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, and enjoy the rest of your video.
If you're watching the video. If you're enjoying the video.
I mean, if you're watching the video, they may not be watching the video, you know.
Well, you know what? If he's saying if you're watching, that means everyone has to do it. If they're not enjoying it, they won't do it.
Yeah.